Welcome back, gods and goddesses, to the Gifted Goddess channel, where I will be gifting you through channeling my gifts. And I encourage you always to seek out your gifts so that you may share them in any way you can to advance or help the collective. So I'm going to share a disclaimer right now. The first couple minutes of the episode will be in Spanish. I downloaded a message in Spanish that needs to be shared. So if it's not for you, please skip ahead a couple minutes, as the rest of the message will be in English. So if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If it does, take what resonates. Otherwise, you can just chill for the vibes. Like I said, if you want to fast forward past the Spanish section, you can, or you can just wait it out. Hola, hablo para tu abuelas antes de Colombia o de Colombia. Pardon mi español. Hablo español muy poquita. Necesito estudio español más, lo siento. Contigo, nosotros, azúcar y porro. Lavos tu altar, por favor. Y más pesos, 200 pesos, por favor. Altamira en España, si se puede, vestido de verde. Basura ahora, Cristina y Gabriela y Savannah y Tatiana. Gracias. Okay, that is the end of the Spanish section. I hope I conveyed that well. Anybody in the comments have any suggestions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. If it resonated, please say so as well, right? Any little can help as I learn my Spanish, but this is just another thing that I tell you guys. Go where you're called, study what you're called to study, because you never know how you'll be used by the Most High in what you're called to study, right? So, not the best Spanish speaker as of yet, but I did love Spanish in school, and I did continue to study it as I was guided to over the past year or so. So there you have it, right? You might be guided to speak other languages, learn other languages, go to different places. You might be guided to collect different things and you don't know why, and then it comes up later. Kind of a Slumdog Millionaire moment. But let's get into the message. Something about red thread. Red tape, red thread, it's red thread. So this can be red threading in clothing, but I'm hearing more specifically how the detectives, you ever see those CSI, FBI crime shows where they like connect the dots and like connect the scene with the red thread across the map. So that's significant. Someone's making significant connections or piecing together things in a case or some type of investigation. Something about a stoner or a smoker who's unbalanced. We are guided to study numerology. You're seeing the numbers and you're not making the connections, right? So that it could be you're seeing 212 all the time and you're not thinking anything of it because it's not 222, 333. It's not always that, right? The numbers have significance, especially if they're reoccurring. One thing you can do is ask for clarification. I know for me, I would always ask to see it twice so that could be basically confirmed that was for me, right? Not just coincidence. So 4-digit numbers as well, I'm glad to tell you, are angel numbers, not just 22222. It could be anything, 1537, for example, right? Somebody probably need to look that up because that came out of nowhere. The next message I got was, see with your eyes, not with your hands. So there's something you need to see and don't touch. What came through is someone cheating. There's someone or something you don't need to touch. It seems like it's a person because then I got an STD after that. So that could be significant for someone. Now I'm seeing the movie Temptation, oh Lord, where the young lady was tempted to step outside of her marriage and end up contracting HIV, right? So sometimes you learn a lesson through temptation or being tested through temptation. Someone is definitely being tested through temptation, maybe with this stoner smoker person that you can see is unbalanced. But just be mindful. See with your eyes, not with your hands. Don't touch. Something about white, whether it's the color, whether it's the last name. I'm getting someone of the white race, someone Caucasian. Somebody's I'm going to just say somebody's ancestors are not happy. The terminology they use when referring to this Caucasian person was a blue ad, right? Blue ad something, right? So clearly they're unhappy with someone dealing with someone of the Caucasian race. So maybe that's something you need to take a look at. Perhaps this is a Caucasian person that you shouldn't be touching with that has that stoner smoker unbalanced energy going on. I'm seeing the name Gabriella Savannah. So that's you. If it resonates, steer clear or just pay attention to the signs. A lot of times you'll get signs you shouldn't deal with someone because, like, anytime you go to see them, something goes wrong, or you guys just have bad interactions, you don't communicate well, something's always off with the energy. Either the person's unbalanced, the environment's unbalanced, something will be unbalanced. Those are things cueing you in that this isn't someone you should be dealing with. Pay attention to the signs, don't force it. A PS4 game is significant, and movies. So I don't know if you pay. This person plays games, but he's a video gamer. She is a video gamer, or maybe spends most of their time. I'm getting confirmation. Okay, spends most of their time playing games, watching movies. Ancestors say, BASURA. No, 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 no. Pickles are significant. Green veggies. We're reminded to mind our gut health and our mind. So be mindful of what you're putting in because, what we eat definitely affects our overall body, our wellness, our health, and our mind. So that's something we have to be aware of. Boba is making someone's stomach upset. So less boba, more tea, less coffee, more tea. Keep getting the message home, sweet home. So I don't know if someone's returning home, or again, is this a message of a person that feels like home, or just someone's returning home from somewhere? So expect great news. That's what I'm getting. I'll go over the names again that I have here. Christina, Gabriella, Savannah, Tiana, Tatiana, Pam, Patricia. Something about the color green is significant. The birthdays I have are March 19th, February 11th, April 4th, February 5th, February 7th. So we have what? Aquarius, Pisces, Aries. Again, a lot of twos. So 22222. So Yes, it means balance, but it's more than just balance. I think here is signifying the duplicity or duality of people. So what you see on the surface is might just part of the story, right? 217 is significant. 44, 999, 599, 128 is all significant. So let's get into it. Apparently, 304 is significant as well. And as we know, that is something we used to put in the calculators back in the day to call someone a HOE. So that is definitely significant. New contracts are being issued immediately. Perhaps because somebody was being a HOE and that is not permitted. I'm seeing the message again about cheating and STDs. So definitely something along those lines. If that is your situation or that's something you got out of, you have a new contract coming in because for whatever reason they did that, but you didn't deserve that, of course, right? So don't blame yourself. Keep looking forward. I always advise people don't sit around and just wait for the next thing to come. Kind of prepare yourself for the next journey in life, bettering yourself. How can you better yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, so that you can be your best self for the next leg of your journey, right? Whether it's in a new partnership, job, relationship, if you'll have kids, things of that nature, just wherever you're going in life, make sure you're showing up as your best self moving forward. Ancestors said it is garbage day. And while normally they will let the trash take itself out, they are escorting the trash out of your life themselves. Do you know what it means to have some ancestors stepping in to remove trash in their royal garb? And even in the Spanish message, there was something about trash now. Like, so definitely have to get the trash out. Somebody probably also needs to remove trash from the house. Let's be mindful that we're not holding on or hoarding things that we no longer need or no longer serve us. Because I got another message of junk removal. So when you have those things in your energy, that is a indication of what's going on spiritually. You don't have enough room for new things to come through. So if you don't have room in your closet for new clothes, how are you going to get new clothes? So remove what you need to remove. Okay. Somebody has a tut deck. If you know, you know, because I don't. So maybe that's an Egyptian deck that you just bought. You're thinking about buying. I guess this is affirmative that you should do it or you should study it. That means something to somebody. Or just the letters of that, DECKTUT. Stepping stones. Remember to take one step at a time. Mind your thoughts as they become your reality. So let's not rush forward. Let's take our time. Let's not speak negatively into anything. You want to speak positivity in your life. Speak and learn how to speak your mind tactfully was the next thing I got. So let's not be careless with our words, wishing ill will on people, because the words that we say are essentially casting spells. So you want to make sure you're mindful of the words that you're saying. Let's not talk about people because again, we have that 304 energy up there. So let's not be in our lower vibrations, if you will. I was about to say childish. Somebody's acting childish. And we shouldn't be. Let's not point fingers at each other and shift blame. Learn to take accountability, right? And learn to have understanding and compassion with divine love. That's something I always advocate for. Speak life into your finances as well. So that's significant for someone. Claim your destiny. Narnia is significant. I never watched Narnia. before I came on. I just looked it up really quick. I know there's like a lion, a witch, and a wardrobe or something. So that might be significant. We know Leo is the lion, so maybe you're a Leo, or a witch that has a wardrobe. I don't know. If it applies, let it fly. RC, significant. So Royal Caribbean is what came up for me. Ships, that got me to thinking. There was a video about with Cat Williams. He was talking about ships, how ships are supposed to be taking you places. So your relationships, where are they taking you, right? Whether it's familial, intimate relationships, where are you going in those relationships? Do you have security in those relationships? Do you feel safe to be yourself? So that's something you should consider. If not, another thing I saw was Comfortable with Uncertainty. It's a book by Pema Chodron. You can look it up. Perhaps somebody is reading that book or guided to read that book. He or she, I'm not even sure, is an American Buddhist nun who wrote the book. So something about that was significant to me. You could be a dichotomy, if you will, a blend of things, right? Things that are in juxtaposition to another, right? So a Buddhist nun sounds different, or just in contrast, if you will. So something is in contrast, or perhaps you feel conflicted in contrast to yourself, struggling with polars. I don't want to say it maybe bipolar, or just struggling with having to be one or another. It could be all the things. You can be all the things. You can believe all the things you want, right? It's life. So that's significant for somebody. Cultivate compassion and awareness amid challenges of daily life. So The Secret Life of Bees came up. I love that movie. It kind of gets a lot of slack. Oh, the names in that movie. There was June, July, May, June, July, and August. They were sisters. So that's significant. Of course, bees, we know, make the honey and sweetness of life, symbolizing like royalty. The colors perhaps are significant. That golden color, black. What else? What was the movie basically about? Oh, families and family ties. Perhaps that's who's spreading the HOE narrative. That's what just stood out to me. Again, in that Tut deck, that Egyptian deck is gold. So a lot of golden royal energy coming through. The movie also had a lot to do with race. There was an interracial relationship. There were relationship struggles. Okay, so we see again, here we go with these relationships. So there could be familial struggles in relationships, intimate relationships, not seeing eye to eye. June, I believe, was Alicia Keys, who she didn't want to get married. And the man that liked her was really trying to pursue her and get married. She was kind of adverse to that. They had lost a sibling, a twin. So that could be significant for someone. If that is, I'm sorry. If that is your situation, sorry for your loss. I'm trying to think what else was in the movie. Queen Latifah, another indication of royalty, or just a nod to the royal essence of it all. And the young girl ran away from her home with her father, who was abusive. So that could be significant for someone. So definitely a lot to do with like race and relationships. I don't know if that's probably maybe a struggle for someone in the energy. You're uncertain about it because of a difference you may have, whether it's age, race, beliefs, goals, ideals. Is, talk it over, figure out if it's something you can do long term. If not, figure out how to let it go. Octopus came up. So I had to look up octopuses because that's not, something I know a lot about. Again, follow the guides that you're given, follow your intuition, follow those inner things, study what you're called to study. You never know what or who it might pertain to or how you'll be asked to use it in your journey. So apparently octopuses, they have 8 arms. They're not legs, they're arms, which I found out through reading. Thought they were legs. So that could be, I don't know, that could be significant for someone. Arms instead of legs. They also have exceptional intelligence, adaptability, masters of camouflage. And masters was significant. Master number 33 came up. I don't know if someone's pursuing a master's degree, maybe. Trying to master a subject. Again, study as you're called to. Also, they are known for their intuition and the unconscious. So that's what they're connected to, intuition and unconscious. So when you see an octopus, that's what the connection is. They also have a mysterious connection to deeper aspects of self and subconscious. So you could be perhaps being asked to tap into your intuition, into the subconscious, dig a little deeper, do that self inventory for yourself. In Japan, they are associated with prosperity. So, again, another message of prosperity, which we always like to hear, right? Life's magic was another thing I got. So, as long as you believe it's magic, right? If you are kind of cold or detached from your emotions or just detached from, energies and vibrations of the world, I'll say, and you're kind of plugged into the matrix all the way where I'm just seeing a lot of gray concrete, brick and mortar. So if that's your energy, like very grounded, very a concrete thinker, that's what it is, thinking. If you're a concrete thinker, you can't think outside of the box. You don't feel, the magic of the world, the intricacies that show us the magic. I suggest you dive into that. We are more than just, humans. We're here having souls, having a human experience. So make the best of it, get out, smell the sun. I was going to say smell the sunshine, smell the roses. Maybe somebody can smell the sunshine, or you should try. But get out and get in sun, get into nature, and do some things that uplift you and make you feel joyous and connected. Perhaps it's exercising, maybe it's music, maybe it's wandering in nature, maybe you need to hug a tree. My daughter said she needed to touch the sea. It was beyond just trees at that point. So, yeah, and she's 9. So definitely, if you're called to connect, do that. Connect with the magic all around you, right? The air is here, it blows, and we breathe it in and we don't even see it, right? That's magic in itself. How the body, I always thought it was quite magical how the body is like a well-oiled machine, a self like functioning governing system. Like your lungs breathe and you don't tell it to every day. You don't tell your lungs to breathe in and out, right? You don't tell your heart to pump. You don't tell your brain to think. You don't tell your eyes to blink. So there's magic in the little things and the bigger things around you. Notice the synchronicities. Just be more immersed in life, I guess is the message. Dive deeper with the octopus here. Another thing with octopus, if you See one in dreams, it suggests the need to embrace multiple paths. Trust your intuition. Trust the little seeds that you find on the path. So, with those 8 arms, you can be pulled in different directions. This is a message I often need for myself. Sometimes we box ourselves into one thing, thinking we should be doing one thing. Oh, I'm a writer, I'm a creator, I'm a builder, I'm a fixer, I'm a healer, I'm a therapist, I'm a teacher, I'm a doctor, I am a athlete, I'm a thing, right? And sometimes you're being called to do multiple things at a time. Trust that intuition. It's not always just one narrow path. It could be several. So if someone needed to hear that, I know I did. You may have to do it alone at first, but trust that, you're being called to this space, perhaps to build something that's never been seen before, right? Build it so they have somewhere to come to, right? So if you're doing something new, something different, whether it's overall something the world has never seen or something your community has never seen, something your family has never seen, building legacy, something your children have never seen, whatever you're being called to build, whatever path you're being called to walk on, you should do that, right? Because if you're building it, someone is needing that place, just like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? So when, we're called to build these things is because someone will be in need of it somewhere, right? Just start, let the cards fall where they may. Now, it could be literal cards. We keep getting, I keep getting like little things about cards and things. So just start if that's what you're being called to do. Don't worry about the naysayers. Whatever path you're being asked to go down, whether it's one or several, just start. The only way to fail is to never start. Start it, have confidence, and trust that you're being guided to do that thing, and trust that you'll be supported in doing that. They always say God didn't bring you here just to bring you here, right? So there's more to come. Trust in what you're being asked to do. Do your part by doing the physical manifestation on earth, and let the Most High God do his part in seeing that, the overall creation of it is finished, and whoever needs to, I don't want to say gifted, that's not the word, but whoever needs to benefit from that thing that you're creating, they'll be there. Don't worry about it. Don't box yourself in. It's all the things. I can't stress this enough. I've been getting this message so much because I tend to get narrow minded and like that tunnel vision and focus on one thing and kind of laser in. And it's all the things. It is the writing. It is the coaching. It is the teaching. It is the candle making. It is the soap making. It is the writing. It is, recording or making content or reading cards or going back to school. Maybe it's doing hair. Maybe it's doing nails. Maybe you're going to be a banker. Maybe you want to learn accounting. Whatever the thing is, trust that you're guided to do it for a reason. When you're gifted, gift it to the world and you will be gifted the world. So like I said, when you have multiple gifts, that's what we talk about on this channel. The ultimate goal is to find your gifts, operate in your gifts and your purpose so that you can gift that to the world and the world will be gifted to you, right? That's how we create heaven on earth. If we have a bunch of people walking and operating in their purpose on purpose with the overall intention of sharing their purpose and gifts with others, right? Not just seeking a paycheck, finding purpose on purpose. When we all adhere to that kind of thinking, that's how we create a better world, right? So, and the more you share, the more you receive. It's just the think it's I don't know if that's a law, but it's reciprocal. We know the universe is all energy based, so whatever you give out is reciprocated back to you. If you're sharing the gifts to the world, that'll be returned to you, right? So whatever you need, trust it'll be given to you on this path, and continue to work towards your purpose. So another couple things before I go. I heard the song Raindrops, Drop Tops. Bad and Bougie. So like Rags to Riches was coming through. Um, again, learning to go from being kind of self-centered and selfish, obtaining money, working just to obtain money for yourself to boost the ego, buy the material things, not really looking at the larger scale or community-based things. Once you expand your mind, you expand your resources, you expand the abundance, you expand your circle, your soul tribe, you just have so much room for expansion once you expand mentally. So that's always going to be our message here. So I suggest you do that. Expand in your knowledge, expand in your intuition, dig deeper into yourself, into your subconscious, to expand self, making room for more, right? More of what you need and what you can give to others. We're all supposed to be learning and growing and flowing with each other. We're not here to be singular individuals just living kind of egotistically for ourselves and for those just around us. It's a collaborative effort. Just imagine like everyone's equipped with a special set of skills, and like we all need everybody to be doing their special gift, using their special set of skills to operate the world in the way that it's supposed to operate, right? Kind of like how if you need a doctor, there, is there a doctor in the room? And surprise, there's a doctor or a nurse, just bam, right there. I had a real life experience like that. So I know that that does happen. So just do what you're called to do. Stay in your lane, nobody else's. So Savage came through, the song with Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know if you're listening to that, or Your Name is Megan. Maybe Your Name is Beyonce. I don't know. But kind of that classy, bougie energy, or mixing the two, right? How we had the nun who was a Buddhist American, right? Kind of a culmination of things. They were saying like classy, bougie, ratchet, like so things that typically don't go together, going together. You can be all the things, right? Don't let anybody put a label on you. Don't even label yourself. Don't restrict yourself or box yourself in. You can be all the things. It's life. It's magic. Incorporate all the things that, resonate with you. Again, Slumdog Millionaire came through. So again, this abundant energy through the atmosphere, which we love, we claim over here. If you never had a Slumdog Millionaire moment, or you haven't watched that movie, it's basically synchronicities happen. So like the main character was playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and all the questions he was asked, basically something happened in his past for him to be able to know the answer, right? So like all the moments of his life kind of led up to one big moment and made him a millionaire. So he learned the lessons, he retained the information, he perhaps studied what he needed to study, he went on the paths he was guided to take, and through the way he picked up those little seeds, used his intuition, and when he got on this show, he was able to go back and recall all those instances, and each question kind of reflected a different part or path or story in his life. It's a dope movie. If you haven't watched it, you should probably watch it. I might watch it again. Lambs came through. I don't know if somebody has lambs, or I'm hearing Lambos. You eat lamb? I don't personally, but so in the Bad and Bougie song, something about birds was mentioned. He said, I let them birds take a bath. So I don't know if somebody's out here taking bird baths. I don't know if that kind of sounds like you'll have you swimming with the fishes type of thing. I don't know. that pertains to somebody. Holland is significant. California, Florida, Orlando, Spain, Spanish, as we saw, Moscow, Japan, Israel, and Colombia. We have some initials: D, C, K, JAR. Something might be going on with jars. I'm not even going to elaborate on that. If you know, you know. GIP, and that just says to me, Jip, like Jip the line. Maybe somebody's trying to take quick actions or move forward faster than everybody else, and you're skipping the lesson. You might be skipping the path. Remember the stepping stones. Take it one step at a time. Don't try to Jip the line. HOE, as we know, came out. TUT. Maybe somebody's been guided to study King Tut. I might look him up myself. SM, maybe you're small or taking small steps. I don't know. TT came through, and Ron. 7-Eleven came through. That's another Beyonce song. Also, that's a store. Somebody could be passing a 7-Eleven. That is a date. It could be July 11th. 304 could be a birthday. So March 4th. 9/15, September 15th. 888 4499 71 730 and 9/15. So that's Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Definitely air energy with the smoker. Smoker could be an air sign that we mentioned before, a male air sign. So yeah, more information is needed about that smoker person who is probably unbalanced. So that is all for this episode. Hopefully something resonated with you guys. If so, leave a comment in the chat. Let's leave emojis. How about we put some bees in the comments because they signify the, abundance and prosperity things in life. Bees pollinate the world, so they spread around, good energy. They keep us fed, and they make honey, so that golden energy. So let's put some bees in there if this resonated with you guys. And until next time, as I always say, anything that you do, always come and go in love and light. Bring your best self to every situation that you go into. Seek purpose, not just paychecks and pensions.